Hey guys, Kevin Ansmer for the series premiere of Supergirl, simply called Pilot. I know you guys are like, why are you reviewing this now? I mean, it's July. Why are you reviewing a show that comes in October now? I was gonna wait till August or like mid-September to review this pilot. I knew I was gonna review it early. I was gonna do what I did with The Flash. But this was shown today at Comic-Con and it was released like in May. And I figured, a lot of people have seen this pilot. I might as well review it because a lot of people have seen it, and I'm sure you guys want to hear my thoughts on it. So I watched it, and overall, now I really wasn't sure what to think of going into it because it hasn't had the greatest reviews. I mean, and that's understandable. It's a very different show than like Arrow or The Flash, which I kind of like. It's kind of its own thing. It's definitely more The Flash than is Arrow, which I do like. But what did I think of Supergirl? I really like this show. I do. It's not as good as I don't think the pilot was as good as The Flash. It was a really good pilot. I do think it has just a few minor problems. Nothing that major. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. Let's just get into it. There's a lot to talk about, and I really want to talk about this pilot. So, we start off right in the past with this really great monologue. And basically, we meet this character of Kara Zor-El. Basically, 24 years ago on the planet Krypton, the infant Kal-El, of course, who we know as Superman, he was sent to Earth, and meanwhile, Lara and Zor-El send their 13-year-old daughter, Kara-El, Kal-El's cousin, to protect her infant cousin, and Lara explains that she will sleep in suspended... Now, I thought that was interesting that we found this out. She wanted to protect him. I didn't know that. I think that's really interesting. I don't know if they're sticking true to the comics, but that I thought was really interesting. But basically, Lara explains that she will sleep in suspended animation and wake up on Earth. Because of Earth's yellow sun, Kara will have great powers and do extraordinary things. And Kara promises that she won't fail Kal or Lara. And Lara gives her daughter her necklace as a keepsake. And the planet shakes. And Kara's parents get into the spaceship after one final hug. And Krypton's explosion knocks Kara's ship into the Phantom Zone, where basically time doesn't pass for 24 years. So pretty much she was 13 for like 24 years. And something finally knocks the ship free and it lands on Earth, but she's still 13 years old. So Kal-El, who's revealed himself to the world as Superman, finds her and asks the Danvers to raise Kara, and the Danvers are scientists who helped Kal learn how to use his abilities and have a daughter, Alex. So that perfectly got us into the story of what they're trying to do, and I definitely really enjoyed that, I have to say. I really did enjoy the way they started that. So we go to the present, and I know some people don't really like what we had in the present, with her being like, trying to fit in and everything. She basically is kind of like a big fish in a little city. That really is a little fish in a big city. Because basically she's trying to fit in and moves to National City, where she works as an assistant at Catco Worldside Media, an online media empire built by her boss, Kat Grant, her IT co-worker. And yeah, she is kind of annoying. I will admit that. Kat is kind of annoying. She's not like a love to hate. She's just annoying. Honestly, I don't really like her character. However, I really like the character of Winn Scott. Not just because he's played by Jeremy Jordan, but I honestly really do like his character. I know that he is going to become a villain eventually, but I like the friendship between them right now. It's a very Smallville-esque, definitely. How Lex Luthor and Superman were like best friends in Smallville. It's very like that. So he greets Kara when she arrives and says it was an armed car robbery. The only witness claimed that aliens stopped it, and Winn insists that aliens exist, and as they get to Kara's desk, Winn invites her to a movie, but Kara says that she can't because she already has a date. And Winn is less than thrilled to hear that Kara is dating a guy she met through an online dating service, and he says that she'll know real love when she finds it and it won't be online. And I'm predicting that these two are going to be together at some point. I'm thinking he's going to be a romantic love interest, and I really like that. I really see a lot of chemistry between these two. So due to her super hearing, Kara hears Kat in the elevator and warns Winn. Everybody stands up and welcomes Kat, who complains that someone has been using her private elevator. And you can tell right away that she is a very abrasive boss, and she's really, very standoffish, and she's not really, she's not really very friendly, definitely. So Kara accompanies Kat into her office, and her boss tells her to prepare to downsize the Tribune, and Kara points out that it was Kat's first acquisition and wonders what will happen to the workers when they lose their jobs. And she points out that the Daily Planet isn't downsizing, and Kat reminds her that they have Superman in Metropolis, and the planet boosts sales by featuring him regularly on the cover. So she sarcastically tells Kara to find her a hero if she wants to save the Tribune, because they're pretty much going out of business, which I think is really interesting. So Kat sends Kara to the new art director, James Olsen, who, yeah, I know some people are upset that he's not called Jimmy Olsen, but I kind of went with it. I like that he is, he only wants to be referred to Jimmy Olsen by, like, Superman and people he works with, and, his parents. And basically, he has a picture of Superman in action, and James says that Superman posed for him, and Kara realizes that James is the famous Jimmy Olsen of the Daily Planet, and she asks what his pal, Superman, is like in real life. And as they chat, James offers her the pictures she wants to do. Now, of course, he doesn't know that he doesn't know, about her and her powers and everything. He doesn't know about that. But he basically tells her that she looks like a little like Superman and reminds the flustered girl to take the layouts with her. And later, Kara goes to her apartment and calls Alex, a doctor heading for Geneva, to come over and help her pick a date, a dress for her date. Now, I really like the bonding between her and her sister. I definitely really like it. I like that her sister knows that she is, Supergirl, because there's not gonna be a stupid storyline where it's like, oh, we can't tell Alex. It's not like the Flash where it's like, oh, we can't tell Iris. That was really my only complaint with season 1, is that dumb storyline. But this I really do like, because she already knows, and there's no, oh, we can't tell her. The secret doesn't seem to be a huge thing in this show. In fact, a lot of people actually find out in this episode, which I actually liked. So as they get ready, Kara complains that she's stuck as an assistant, and Kai and basically Cal gets to be out as a superhero, and she misses she isn't sure about her powers since she hasn't used them in years, and Alex points out that she has a job and is cute and life isn't so bad, and she then tells her foster sister to pick a dress so she can get on her plane overseas for her job, and Kara finally picks a dress, and Alex tells her to text her with the details of her date, and that night, Kara meets her date at a bar, and he claims that he has to take a call. However, Kara hears him pay and leave. Once he's out of sight on the TV, basically, the news, and by the way, I really like that scene between the two of them. I definitely really enjoyed that, and, I like how concerned she is for her. I mean, you can see how concerned she is because, she hasn't used her powers in a while, and I like seeing that. I think that's really well done. So, the news report runs a report about Alex's flight having engine trouble, and Kara runs outside, sees the plane circling overhead, uses her x-ray and telescopic vision to confirm that Alex is aboard, runs into an alley, tries to fly, finally takes off, and it's a really awesome scene, honestly. It really was great, I have to say. The plane loses another engine and slams into Kara, brushing it aside. She takes the engine place as Alex looks out the window and sees her, and after stabilizing the plane, Kara moves underneath and tries to hold it up as it heads for a bridge. She lifts it up and over just in time, and then it touches down into the water. Everyone applauds as Alex looks out at Kara, who climbs up the wing, and other passengers see her and take photos as Kara flies away. So I really like seeing that, and seeing Kara do that stuff, I thought was really well done, I have to say. I think they did a really good job with showing that. So later at her apartment, Kara's eating pizza and watching the news, and the reporter on the scene complains about the destruction. Alex comes in, she asks if Kara's okay, and Kara gets her a drink to celebrate. Alex asks what she was thinking, pointing out that Kara exposed herself to the world, and Kara says that she doesn't want to take it back now. She finally got that chance to help people, and she really wants to go out there and do something, and, she really likes being this superhero, and that's understandable. I mean, she's not very well respected at her job, no one really likes her, she can't really get a date, things aren't really working out for her, so I like that this is really the only thing that motivates her, and Alex warns that it's not safe for Kara to do anything like that ever again, but Kara refuses and tells her foster sister that she should go, and basically she knows what she's doing. She's not going to let anyone tell her what to do. So the next day, the networks are running stories nonstop at the mysterious heroine, and Kara arrives at work, and one of her co-workers thanks her for her work, and Winn complains that no one's going to take the mystery heroine seriously if she doesn't have a suit, and basically Kat calls her staff in and complains that they know nothing about the girl, and she asks James if there's any connection between the girl and Superman. And he says that his friend never mentioned it. However, if he figures that the new heroine is anything like Superman, then she's a real hero and figures that she'll be back. And basically, Kat figures that the heroine is exactly what she needs to save the Tribune, which I really like this. I kind of like seeing, at first I'm like, I don't really know if I'm going to like her, but here I actually kind of like the storyline because she plans to feature national cities, and again, I know National City, Starling City, Central City, now we have National City, which I was fine with, basically new heroine nonstop, but says that they need images, video, and an exclusive interview. As the others go, Kat tells Kara to get her a lettuce wrap, and basically I thought that was kind of funny. So, Kara then takes Winn up to the roof and asks if she can trust him with her secrets. And I'm like, oh my god, she's going to tell him. And I'm pretty sure at this point, she just wanted to tell someone because she knows what's going on. She wants someone to know her secret. She knows the word's going to get out somehow. So, before word gets out, she wants him to be the first one to know. And I like that she told him this because he assures her that she can. Kara tells him that she's a mystery heroine who saved the plane. He doesn't believe her, but she jumps off the side of the building and then flies back up, and shocked, Winn realizes that she was telling the truth. And I thought that was a really good scene. This is going to backfire, though, because as we do know, he is going to turn into, like, this villain called the Toymaker, apparently, which I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with that. At a diner, a man watched a newscast about the hero and digs his fingernails into the countertop. He demands coffee from the waitress, who apologizes and says that her daughter finally has someone to look up to. And outside, the man climbs up into the tanker on a tanker truck and removes his hat, revealing extruding bones, and he contacts his superior, the commander, who demands a report from Vartox. And Vartox says that their plan worked and the DEO agents were on the plane when the bomb detonated. However, the hero saved the plane, and Vartox figures that Lara's daughter, Kara, is working with the humans. So the commander warns that the general's arrival is imminent, and nothing must interfere. So basically, it's going to happen no matter what. And basically, he tells Vartox to eliminate Kara along with the DEO agents. And Vartox warns that there may be human casualties, but the commander doesn't care. And Vartox promises that Kara will pay for Alura's debts as he picks up a high-tech axe. So, I will say the weakest part of the show for me are the villains. I don't really find them that menacing. I don't really find it that interesting. But that's fine, honestly. It's just the first episode. So over the next few days, Kara tries to design a costume with Winn's help, and it's this really funny scene. I love the part where they make fun of how so many costumes of cleavage, and she comes out with it, and she's like, there's no way I'm wearing this. I thought that was really funny. Because I have a friend who just completely hates that, and, like, he's like, oh, does she have cleavage? And I'm like, oh, they made fun of that, and I thought it was kind of funny that the show did that. It showed that the show is not afraid to poke fun. I actually kind of like that the show did that. So, eventually, they do come up with a costume. Winn hacks into the NCPD, finds a car chase in progress, and a bank robbery. I really like this montage, I have to say. I like the bonding between these two. They fine-tune her costume with a bulletproof cape and an S symbol on the chest, which we find out the S is actually a code for the House of L, which I think is really interesting. So Kara flies over the city, and someone shoots her with kryptonite darts, which, if you guys know, kryptonite, of course, weakens them. She falls into an alleyway, and masked soldiers move in on her. So she wakes up, and she finds DEO agent Hank Henshaw, who you can definitely tell this guy is going to be a problem for her, definitely, because he's very experienced, and he doesn't really trust her. He doesn't really trust her, and basically, she finds Hank Henshaw standing over her. She's restrained with kryptonite restraints, and Alex comes in and releases her. And Hank explains that she's at the Department of Extra-Normal Operations, and this I thought was really interesting, because they monitor and protect Earth from extraterrestrial threats, and they took her to a room holding her Kryptonian spaceship and explained that Cal's arrival triggered the need for the DEO. So the Kryptonians used the Phantom Zone to contain a prison station, and Fort Ross went basically Fort Ross. So when Kara's ship broke free, it brought Fort Ross with her, and it crashed on Earth. And the convicts escaped and have been hiding, but are starting to emerge. So I thought that was definitely very interesting. So the DEOs figure that they're planning something, and Kara realizes that the attack on the plane was caused by the convicts and offers to help the DEO, and Hank refuses, pointing out that she's inexperienced and tells her to go back to being an assistant. And I can understand why he doesn't really trust her. I mean, obviously he's more experienced in this sort of thing. She hasn't used her powers in years. I can understand that. So she storms off. Alex goes after her, and she insists that Kara has to listen to her. But Kara wonders if Alex got the job because she had an alien as a foster sister. And Alex insists that she didn't, but that growing up with Kara didn't hurt her chances. And Kara says that she's leaving, and Hank warns Alex that Kara is dangerous. So he doesn't really trust her. So the next day, Kara arrives at work and discovers that Kat has dubbed Kara's alter ego Supergirl, and she tries to get her to name her Superwoman, but obviously that would never work. But basically, Kat reminds her that she's her boss and prepares to fire her, and James comes in and says that Kara has a teller friend at the bank that was robbed, and Kara plays along, and James says that Kara convinced her friend to let them use an image of Supergirl from the bank footage, and Kat is shocked to discover that Kara captured a clean image of Supergirl and advises her to learn to take credit for herself. And she tells Kara that she's brought herself another day. And I really like this scene, I have to say. I mean, she was being treated like shit by her, and I like that finally she was actually kind of nice there. So outside, Kara objects to James coming in to rescue her, and as they argue, Vartox contacts her at 50,000 megahertz, a frequency only she can hear, and Vartox tells Kara that she's an alien and to meet her at the city power plant or go on a rampage, and Supergirl flies to the power plant and realizes that the walls and tanks are lined with lead. However, she homes in on Vartox's heartbeat, and Vartox leaps out and punches her, knocking her down, and the comic says that Lara was the one who blocked him in Fort Ross, and he plans to kill Supergirl since he can't get at Lara. So basically, it's like his revenge. So Supergirl attacks Vartox, who throws him through a wall, then goes in saying that she can't stop aiming the convicts. He throws her back out, swings her axe, but Supergirl knocks him back. Vartox throws his axe, cutting her, and promises that soon the whole city will bleed. And as he chokes Supergirl, a helicopter arrives and opens fire. Vartox flees, and Alex travels down to check on her foster sister. So the DEO take Kara back to their base, and Alex stitches her up. They ID Vartox's weapon from a silver of it in Kara's wound, and Alex admits that she knew Lara locked up the aliens, and she didn't want Kara going out as a heroine because the escapees would come after her to get revenge. So Kara admits that Alex was right, and the world doesn't need her, and later Kara's then... she's sitting at home, and she's holding Lara's necklace, and Alex knocks at the door, and you can see that definitely she kind of brought her confidence level down a little bit, but I really like the scene between Kara and Alex. I really do like this, because she says that it's not Kara's fault, and admits that she was jealous of Kara when they grew up, which is understandable. I mean, Kara comes into her life, and she was probably had a lot more attention, and now all of a sudden there's this other girl in her life, and I can understand that. So she admits that she felt like more when Kara felt like less, but says that the world needs Kara to fly, and Kara lets her in, and Alex shows her a recording that they found in the spaceship, and it plays Lara saying that she knows Kara will grow up to be the hero she was destined to be. So she tells Kara that it's important she finds her way back to the brave girl she always was, and Kara asks Alex what they do now, and Alex tells her to change, and I really like that scene, because definitely she's going to help her out, and I thought that was really good. So Supergirl and Alex go back to the DEO base, and Alex insists they let Supergirl help or she'll quit. A technician reports that they have a fix on the Axe's atomic signature, and it's heading towards National City. They figure that he plans to carry out his threat to make humans suffer, and Supergirl warns that his agents won't be able to stop Vartox. So Vartox is driving his truck toward the city. Supergirl lands right in front of him, smashing it to a stop. The escapee and his axe go flying out, and Supergirl attacks him, and as Vartox grabs his axe, Supergirl kicks him back through the fiery wreckage, and that was a pretty crazy scene. So at the DEO base, Alex tells Hank that she analyzed the silver of the axe. The axe is powered by an atomic charge and is close to detonating. And Vartox then beats Supergirl down. She begs him to stop. It was getting very Flash-esque memories here, and that's really good, because this team definitely reminds me very much of the Flash, except you don't really have Cisco and Caitlin. You don't really have them. Which is fine. I like the show's trying to do something different. It's not like trying to be like the Flash and not trying to be like Arrow. It's trying to be like its own thing, which I do like. So basically, nothing happens at first, and Alex tells her foster sister that she believes that she can do it. Concentrating, Supergirl increased her efforts, and the axe explodes, knocking Vartox back. She then tells him it's over. Vartox says she has no idea what is coming, that is the true threat, and that definitely foreshadows a scene we get toward the end of this episode that I really want to talk about. He then stabbed himself to death with a piece of the axe, and that was very crazy when that happened. I was like, holy shit, that was insane. So basically, he's dead, and I'm fine that he died, because I didn't really care about his character anyway, so I thought I was fine with that. So at the DEO, Alex points out that Hank that Supergirl followed his orders, and he merely says that she did so that time, and Alex asks if she was recruited because of her relation with Kara, and Hank says that she was, but they kept her on because of what Alex showed she can do. Hank, I think, is gonna be one of those people that, yeah, he's a hard ass, but he truly does care about these people. You can tell. He cares about Kara. He cares about Alex. He just really needs to see them just, like, work more because he's more experienced than them, and I'm fine with that, honestly. If he's a hard ass about it, I'm honestly fine with that about his character. So I really do like his character in the show. So next day, Winn asks Kara what happened. It's really funny. He's, like, freaking out about it. He kind of reminds me of Cisco in a way, but different, which I do like. So James goes by, and Kara invites him to lunch, and James says that she must have burned a lot of calories fighting an axe-wielding alien. And as Kara stares at him in confusion, James tells her to meet him on the roof. And basically, when she meets James there, he explains that he knew who she really was all along, which, honestly, I saw that coming. That was kind of predictable. Cal asked him to move to National City and keep an eye on Kara. Basically, he was there the whole time for her. And that's understandable because, like, when he covered for her and all the stuff he's done, it really does make sense. So, he tells her not to say anything because he wanted Kara to choose for herself. And James then gives Kara the blanket that Cal was wrapped in as a baby. And Kara can use it to make an invulnerable cape. And James assures her that Cal is proud of her. And so is James. It's this really sweet moment. And we get this really nice monologue where he tells her to go save the city. And she flies around, says that she's Supergirl. And I'm pretty sure that monologue that we get is probably how every episode is going to start out. Because we know the Flash does it. Arrow does it. Agent Carter does it. I'm pretty sure that Supergirl is going to do that as well, which I'm fine with. I love the opening monologues that they do before the previous segments. So, then the end of the episode, though, this is awesome. I love the end of this episode. This was really a really good cliffhanger. The commander informs his superior that Vartox is dead. The general says it was her right to lead Krypton, and she'll lead Earth, and believes that Kara will be just as formidable as her cousin. And we find out that it's Lara. Yes, Lara, Superman's mother, has turned against her, and basically she tells the commander to find Kara and kill her because no one can be allowed to stand against them, even her niece, and that was awesome. The way they ended, I thought, was awesome. I love that. I love that she's turning against her. I mean, that is definitely going to be very interesting to see what happens there, and I really love that cliffhanger, I have to say. Why did Lara turn against Kara? I mean, probably because of maybe the planet being destroyed, or I'm not really sure. Maybe she didn't fulfill her goal. We'll have to see what happened there. Definitely, we need some backstory with that, which I definitely feel like we are going to get flashbacks, which I'm looking forward to. But I kind of like seeing Lara on the dark side. I think that's definitely very interesting to see how they're going to deal with all that. Let's talk about Winn. I love Winn and Kara's relationship. I think they definitely are going to get together at some point. We'll have to see what happens there. Okay, let me get to the biggest issue. People are complaining that we haven't seen Superman in this show yet. I don't have a problem with this. I really don't, because it's probably going to be like The Flash, where we only see Superman when we need to. The reason Superman did not give her, like, some sort of pep talk is because we have Alex. Alex is there to motivate her. And I'm pretty sure Superman will be there at some point. We will get him back. Is it going to be Tom Welling? I really don't know. Tom Welling apparently might reprise his role in The Flash, so you never know. We'll have to see what happens there. Maybe he'll be on Supergirl. If that is, that could be really cool, but we'll have to see what happens there, even though I don't really like Smallville. But let's get to what I really want to talk about, the acting in the show. For the most part, I really like the acting. Melissa Benoist is great in this show. You know, I really liked her character in Glee. I don't really feel like they did what they could with her character. You know, Marley, I never really got that attached to her. I tried to get into her character, really didn't. But I really did see potential in Melissa Benoist. And honestly, I still see potential in her in this show. She is great in this show. I really see her, you know, as a really strong female character. I like how she, you know, loves to be, you know, the superhero and wants to help people, and I really love seeing that. I think her character definitely is really good, and I definitely really like Melissa Benoist in this show. I mean, she's not trying to, and something else I like is that she's not trying to be, they're not trying to make her like Oliver Queen or Barry Allen. She is her own thing, which I like. The show definitely has established that it's its own thing, and that's something I think is really good. I hate when shows try to just copy other shows because they're successful, and this is not one of those shows. This show proved, you know, you can clearly tell that this show is basically its own thing, which I'm very happy about. Mechad Brooks as James Olsen, I really like him. I really like his character. I think he really is good on the show. I know some people are upset that he's not Jimmy Olsen. That's very different, but honestly, I went with it. I like their relationship overall. I'm interested in seeing what he's going to do with her. I feel like he's going to help make her stronger, and I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with him. Maybe he's going to be like the Harrison Wells, but not in like the villain sort of aspect. Think of like Harrison Wells if he wasn't a villain. That's kind of what I feel like James Olsen's going to be, which I kind of like seeing. Um, Calista Flockhart as Kat, she's really annoying. I'm going to be honest. I don't really like her character. I like what they do with her character, but I don't really find her character interesting. There's nothing they're really doing with her. I don't really see... I understand why she needs to be on this show, but I don't really like her on this show. I think they can make her better. For right now, she's really annoying, definitely. She's really the only weak link on this show for me. I just don't really like her character. And, you know, I'd like her if she was, like, funny and, like, love to hate, but honestly, she's just annoying to me. I mean, you have these great storylines going on, then she's like, oh, get me a cucumber sandwich, and I'm like, I don't care about that. I want to see the stuff I want to see, and I didn't really think she was that good on the show. She has the potential to get better, but I just don't really like her character right now. David Harewood as Hank Henshaw, I really like his character as well. You know, he definitely is not the most, he definitely is a very trustworthy guy, but he doesn't really think that Kara or Alex are that trustworthy, and that's understandable. I mean, he definitely is more experienced in this thing. Kara is not as experienced as he is, but I think definitely she's going to get better, and I think he definitely is very good. I think he definitely does care about them, which is something I definitely like seeing. Chyler Lee is by far one of my favorites in the cast. I love her character. I think she is fantastic in this show, and she really does a great job as Alex. I definitely really love her character. The relationship, I really do like. I like how she's always there for Kara. She's going to give her these really nice pep talks. She's working for DEO. I really do like her, I have to say. I like the relationship a lot, definitely. Someone I really want to become a main character in the show. Like, I don't care what you do. Please make him a main character. Jeremy Jordan as Winn. I love his character. I love their relationship. I really hope these two get together. I think he's a really fun character. I think Jeremy Jordan, he's having a blast with this role. I can understand if you can't get him full-time, but at least make him a recurring character. I would love him in this. I love his character in the show, and I really love seeing Jeremy Jordan back on TV. It's always great to see him pursue TV. Smash didn't really work out, so I'm happy he's on this show, and it's not just Jeremy Jordan that I really just like the character overall. He's a lot of fun. I like how he's training her. I like that he sort of has a crush on her. I think that's going to be interesting. I'm interested in seeing if they really do go, if they really will go deep into his, origin as a toymaker, because that definitely is going to be very interesting. So we'll have to see what happens there. They did say that this has potential to become a recurring role, which I really hope it does, because I really like his character, I have to say. Everyone else is really good, definitely. We are going to see Lara again. Obviously, she is her mother. We are definitely going to see her in flashbacks, which I like. And Laura Benatti plays her, which Laura Benatti... Let's hope finally Laura Benatti can get a show that doesn't get canceled, because she has tried 2 shows now. They've both gotten canceled. Let's hope this show doesn't get canceled. The creators of the show, the directing, I think is really good. I think they definitely are sticking to the source material, but again, they're doing their own thing. They're not trying to be like Arrow, they're not trying to be like The Flash, and I really like that. The writing, I think, is really good in this show, definitely. The villains aren't that strong yet, I'm not that attached. What sold me is the whole thing with Lara. That is going to be very interesting to see what's going on there. That I'm very interested in. The effects, this is a very early release, so the effects aren't the best, but they're fine. I didn't really have much of a problem with them. They're not the best, but it's just the pilot, so I really don't care. I'm pretty sure when they come on TV, they're going to be a lot better. We'll see what happens there. So yeah, the effects are fine. I really never have that much of a problem with the effects, I have to say. The score's really good. I really like how this show is trying to be like its own thing. That's something I think is really good. And overall, I just really do enjoy the show, guys. I think this has a lot of potential. This was a really great premiere, I have to say, definitely. It had some really good potential for me. And again, if I had to pick, 2 issues, it would just be Calista Flockhart's character. I can't really stand her. I can't really stand the character of, I don't really like the character of Kat. I think she's kind of annoying. And the villains are kind of weak right now. That's really my only complaints with the show. Overall, guys, I'm really interested in seeing the other episodes of this show. Do I think this show is going to get renewed immediately? No. I think this show is going to take some time. It definitely is not going to be as, instant of a hit as The Flash. We'll have to... Maybe the second episode is going to be, amazing. We'll see. But overall, I'm loving this show. I really do like this show so far. I think it was a really good premiere. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what happens in the next episode. But that's basically my review. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought of this premiere. I'm definitely looking forward to when new episodes come out in November. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be for another classic mirror review. And I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.